Hey fam, I'm excited to let you know how my experience was at the New York Food and Wine Festival 2023. I went to two events. This event in this video was the Demo and Dine with Rocco Dispirito. Make sure you also check out the video of the other event I went to, which was the brunch with Jet Tila and Christopher Arolanis. Now, the event in this video was held at Landmark, which was formerly celebrity chef Mark Murphy's restaurant. We were let in the restaurant and went upstairs to be seated. Once Rocco came out, he spoke to us, told us about our appetizer, then he proceeded to cook the main course for everyone. I will show you my recording of the event, then I will let you know what I thought of the food and my overall experience. And before I do that, can you do me a favor, family? Can you like, comment, and subscribe? Click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. It will greatly help my channel, and guess what, family? It is free of charge to do so. Now, Chef Rocco.
I want to do an exercise called a wine meditation, okay? So everybody pick up your glass. Okay, think about it for a millisecond, okay? You thought about it? All right, now drink it. Keep drinking.
I like it.
Keep going. You're not gonna stay sober, so you're gonna be a little drunk, all right? We have enough wine, Beppe? Yeah, okay, good. It's Rufino, they have enough wine for millions. This is the perfect hors d'oeuvre food, perfect first bite to serve at a party, dinner party. Obviously, you can plate them ahead of time. They last forever. They're absolutely delicious. I think they're great. So today we're making the bocaronis with the white anchovy, with the romesco and the onion, and then the main course is a lamb chop wrapped in bacon with a red wine and date sauce. Literally one of my favorite dishes to cook, to eat, and it's pretty simple actually. After you've made this 3-day sauce, it's pretty simple. Once the 3-day sauce is made, you're a big shaker. I already have some made, thankfully. Oh, hey, what's your name?
Paul.
Paul, you're recording the whole thing?
It's on me.
Amazing. Wow. Hey, everybody. Are we live?
No, not live, not live.
All right, so if you're going to make this at home, you want to buy lamb chops either from Australia or Colorado. Colorado are fresh, never frozen. Australia are usually frozen, but Australia is always grass-fed, which gives the lamb a really nice flavor. It's also just a nicer way to raise animals. Colorado is grass and grain, but considered the absolute best of lamb. So also 3 times more expensive. So if you're going to splurge, get the Colorado lamb. If you're not feeling like you want to blow your entire savings and retirement plan, you can get the Australian. Now if you want to really save some money, get New Zealand. New Zealand produces lamb at just extraordinary amounts. They've got grass all over the place. The lamb are eating the grass all the time, and the lamb is delicious. Just very small lamb. So you'll need to serve 3 or 4 chops for a portion. Here we're going to serve 2. All right, so let's start by making the sauce. So hot pan. Oh, you've seen these pans everywhere, right? The hex pot. So I didn't know what to think because I've never tried them. Turns out they're amazing. They're sponsoring the event. I didn't know that until I got here, and I've been wanting to try them, and they're absolutely amazing. So, hex pot. You know the ones Gordon Ramsay is? Yeah. Turns out they're great. They work on induction. They're heavy duty. They've got incredible non-stick. All right, so let's turn this up.
Good.
I'm going to turn up the stove to about medium high.
Very good.
Different.
Did I get that right? Did I get that right? Cool. All right, we're going to add a little oil to
Yeah, I
the
do
pan.
too.
And we're going to chop some shallots.
They're not fishy just now.
So this gets a lot of shallots. You can buy peeled shallots everywhere now, which is really cool. I know you guys are were hoping to know about peeled shallots when you came in today. What's your name from South Carolina?
Danielle,
Danielle, cool. I love it.
and I know what shallots are.
You do? Great. Oh yeah. Oh, is anyone not familiar with a shallot? It's just it's a small onion that's a little bit
You watch the Food Network.
less intense than an onion. It looks like this. It's delicious. It's what all the fancy chefs like to use for everything. All right. So when you're slicing a shallot, you can do it by hand like this, like I'm doing. You cut it in half.
Yeah.
Or you can use a mandolin. and a mandolin is a lot faster, a lot easier. But the mandolin will slice your damn finger off, so be really careful. All right. If you're going to use a mandolin, put a fork in the shallot and use the fork to push the shallot up and down. That's like a pro tip, a great hack, and works really well. And it's okay if you waste, a third of it, because you won't cut the tip of your finger off. Those tips don't grow back, just so you know. Yeah. So this gets a lot of shallots, because the shallots are actually a big part of the final sauce. They add a lot of sweetness. It's paired with red wine. Red wine is very tannic. Red wine has a lot of acidity as well, so you want to try to balance that. We're going to use shallots to do that. Now, there's a lot of debate about when you cut onions, do you do this cross-cut? This thing right here, I don't know if you guys can see me. It definitely helps to make things smaller, not essential though. Just make sure it's kind of small overall. Danielle, do you cut like this? No? I'm going to be focused on you for the next hour, don't worry.
So I would die and cut all of my fingers off.
So you're starting to see it's a lot of shallots. And these shallots will provide a tremendous amount of flavor and sweetness. And obviously onions will work. Garlic is great too. Leeks are great. Does anybody have time to make a sauce from scratch? Anyone? No, one person. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. Well, this would be a really fun one to make. So it lasts a long time. You can put it in the freezer for like a year. It'll be fine. Yeah. And it's really intense. Right? It's very concentrated. And yes, all chefs can cut without looking. In case you were wondering. It's one of the first things you learn is how to cut. It's like cooking skills 101. All right, so now this goes into the pan, which hopefully is hot. There we go. So chefs tend to work with high heat most of the time. I know at home it's very difficult to get things to heat up very high. So a couple of things that you can do is you can buy more commercial stoves, which you can do now. It used to be impossible. Worth every penny, by the way. Oh, and the good thing about that is it increases resale value of your home. Apparently the bathroom and the stove are everything about, who knows this stuff? You do? Any realtors here? Okay, so what do you tell your clients about kitchens?
We have like a nice kitchen with a chef's kitchen.
Yeah, the chef's stove right around the chef's kitchen. Yeah. So what makes it a chef's kitchen? Like a fancy stove, a wolf, yeah.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero, wolf. No more Viking?
Viking's still
small
there,
and
yeah,
bigger? Oh, really?
so, but the wolf is the red knob, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Put some rosemary in here. We're going to add red wine now. And then we're going to reduce it. When I make this in big batches, I use a case of wine. And I reduce it for hours and hours and hours. And that's sort of what you do in a professional kitchen.
That's the whole bottle?
I was gonna say.
Whole bottle. I use a case of wine.
No, for right now.
Yeah, we're going to use a whole bottle. That's not even enough.
Oh, okay.
By the time it gets to you, you're going to consume the equivalent of probably a bottle of reduced wine, each of you, because we reduce so much wine. All right, it's important to get that really deep, rich flavor. We do a lot of reducing in the kitchen to concentrate flavor. Yeah. Okay, so you let this reduce. Then in a sachet, I don't have a sachet with me, but a sachet is essentially like a tea bag or something that you would make yourself with cheesecloth, peppercorn, juniper, mustard seed. That usually goes into a sachet, so you can pull it out later. All right, but today we're going to just throw it right in. Then we'll just strain it later if we need to. Now I'm going to bring it up to real high. So now I want it to boil and reduce, and then we're going to add chicken stock. Now in the meanwhile, and I'll transfer it to this pan once it starts to boil. And I've got some meat, so that's great. In the meanwhile, let's prepare our lamb. So lamb has 8 bones, which gives you usually about 7 portions. And really just need a cut between the bones like that. And if you hit it in the right spot, it cuts apart super easy. Obviously, you can buy these cut. You don't need to cut these yourself. Although I find it to be really fun. A great way to cook lamb at home is to cook it whole and then cut it after it's cooked. Makes it super easy. And by the way, if we talk a lot about temperatures, don't worry about temperatures on lamb. Lamb happens to taste good, rare, well done. It still tastes good. It still tastes really good. Lamb is one of the few meats that has inherent flavor that is uniquely its own. So lamb has a really unique flavor that most people like. A lot of people don't like it because of that unique flavor. I happen to love it. It's one of the only meaty meats out there that has a super meaty flavor. As you can see, I'm just cutting right through this bone, very sharp knife. By the way, they make knives too, they happen to be very good. Yeah. So, when you're up late at night and you're watching Gordon on another infomercial, this stuff happens to be really good. Congrats, Gordon. Okay.
Really?
And so all you have to do is follow the bone when you're cutting these, okay?
Wow.
Very easy, guys, very easy to do. We're gonna wrap it in bacon, we're gonna reduce, we're gonna season. Smells really good. Can you smell this?
No, yeah,
No.
no, yeah.
All right.
I mean, if we aren't.
Gotta use that sinus thing.
Yeah,
Clear
yeah,
it all
little
out.
stuffed up.
Do we get this recipe when we leave? Or, I mean, I'm not
Pretty sure,
recording
I'm
like
pretty
he
sure it's
is.
somewhere.
Paul's gonna share it with all of
Oh,
us. He
yeah,
said.
come on my YouTube.
Well, it will be in
Self-promotion.
my new book.
Your new book.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
We'll be in there. So yeah, I'm happy to give you the recipe, no problem.
I love lamb.
I'm
Is
coming
there-
over for dinner.
Is there
next
preference
week
of a
when we get back.
plastic or a wood board?
Yes. Oh, let's talk about that for a second. So when it comes to cutting boards and tools in general, wood is the best without question. Don't let anyone bullshit you on that. I don't care how cheap the plastic board is, and the set that they give you for $19 that has 800 utensils, it's all garbage. Not only that, it's going to melt someday. For sure. Who has the plastic cheap utensils that melted on them, right? Everybody. Okay, yeah. Danielle, I thank you very much. Danielle gets a huge participation medal today. So wooden spoon, wooden board, definitely the best. These last forever. They'll last your whole lifetime, by the way. You really don't have to do anything to them. If someone tries to sell you mineral oil for a cutting board, just tell them. Oh, did I do that out loud? There's so much junk out there being targeted at new and growing cooks.
I guess the thing is easier to clean when it's like red meat and
Yeah,
stuff
so
like that.
so how do you clean it? You clean it like you clean anything else, soap and water and a scrubby. You know, one of those scrub daddies.
Yeah.
Those are great, by the way. Those really work well. The scrub daddy, one of the best things to ever come out of that
Happens when it
TV
turns
show.
dark.
So you just scrub it, and usually warm water is enough. But if you're worried about cross contamination,
Yeah.
which is another bunch of nonsense. Anyway, if you're worried about that, because you're going to cook all this stuff. You cook it, it's fine. If you're worried about that, a little soap helps. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're using soap, you got to really make sure you rinse it because the soap ends up in the food, and a lot of times it'll make the food taste really weird, and you don't know why. And often it's the soap.
Okay.
Yeah. But just warm water. Yeah. My grandmother used so little soap and had the cleanest kitchen in the world. It's you got to think about how the old people did it. They had less technology, they had less chemicals, less of everything, and their food was better. They were much nicer, and their stuff was super clean. And healthier. Yeah, and they'll live till 90. They never saw a doctor, and they lived till 90. Yeah. All right, so you can see this is reducing really nicely. I'm going to move it now to what we call a stock pot, which is the right place to reduce, although this is a nice place to reduce as well. All right, so now lamb. So before we wrap the lamb, we should season with a little salt and pepper.
You're wrapping it with bacon.
Cool. You guys finished your anchovy? Who here does not like fish, by the way? I'm curious. Did you eat your anchovy anyway? No, you should. Because I've been in many demos and situations where people thought they didn't like something, but they weren't like brave enough to try it anyway.
I'm not a. Yeah,
Other than
that's
maybe some cheap
Big difference in that anchovy.
Oh, then a regular one. Yeah. It's a whole different product. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we season salt and pepper. Even though we're covering it in bacon, which is salty, you want to make sure your food is always seasoned. Almost every food needs to be seasoned. And then when you season, just like Salt Bae, you want to throw it from way up high. He does that for a very specific reason. I'm not saying he copied me, but I am 20 years older than him. So, but all chefs do that because you want the dispersal of the salt to be wide so that it covers everything you're working on. If you do it from really low, you'll end up with concentrated spots, like that.
What about something behind, some salt behind you?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. No problem.
It's
Mark
supposed to
won't
be
care.
good luck.
All right, so then you start to wrap. You want the bacon to go all the way around the top and bottom.
He's got the broom already.
You want to make sure it covers the fat at the top, and because it tastes really good with the lamb fat.
Beef bacon,
You
pork,
can use a skewer if you want. What's that?
beef bacon, pork bacon.
Bacon.
Beef bacon's the real thing? What? Okay.
Bacon.
Turkey bacon.
Let's talk to Danielle about beef bacon. I had a feeling.
Bacon is
pretty sure no
If we're gonna have
such
beef, it's gotta be pork.
So yeah, it's pork bacon. It's both smoked and cured, which is what you want in this application. If you don't eat pork, then obviously beef or turkey will be fine. It won't be as good, but it'll be fine.
That's
It'll
what I was
work.
gonna say, okay, you're not.
The idea is to wrap it in something smoky
Yeah.
and delicious. You know.
No.
They're all
So
like
that's it. Bacon.
So
bacon
should-
sauce.
we've obviously done this for you in advance, so they're going to come from downstairs. One of my best guys is down there cooking it for you right now.
Can I have that one?
You want this one? Let's see.
You've
Depends.
been picking on me the whole time.
I have. It's true. I have. It is true. All right. So let's bacon goes in the pan. I mean the lamb and the bacon goes in the pan. So I like to do what's called a reverse sear on this one. Have you guys heard about this nonsense yet? It happens to be nonsense that works. Reverse searing, where you cook it in an oven or something first, and then you finish it at high heat. It actually works. So I like to bake these in an oven, but so the demo stage here, the oven is even more complicated than the stovetop, so I decided not to do this. But put it in the oven. Sorry. Yeah, so start in the oven around 250, cook it till it's basically rare, and then I finish it with a fryer. So I found that the fryer is the only tool that crisps the bacon. Yeah, and it works really well. It usually comes out pretty rosé, which is what you're looking for in lamb. It takes, it's like 11 minutes cook time. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's usually a mirror above me. This will work for anything, like scallops, pork chop.
Thank you, Rocco.
It'll be great on a pork chop. I find pork to be pretty dry actually these days, so bacon helps a lot. Bacon helps everything.
Yeah, it does.
Smells good.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells amazing.
It's going to be about 6 minutes on each side. You can put this in an oven now if you wanted to. All right, so when it's brown, you turn it over like that. So the thing about bacon is it gets brown pretty quickly. It'll brown before the lamb is done. That's why I like to do the reverse sear. Reduce, you put chicken stock. You reduce the chicken stock. Chicken is usually readily available. It's got a nice flavor, but also neutral enough to work with just about everything. If I did a strong beef stock, it may end up being too beefy. If I did a veal stock, it may end up being too beefy. Pork stock. So chicken and lamb work nicely together. Chicken and most things work nicely together, especially when you talk about stock. It's got immediate flavor, but it's not so intense that it'll take over. It's also the only stock you can buy in a can that's usually very good. All the other canned stocks are terrible for some reason. I don't know why. But like, have you ever bought beef stock? It's like someone took a deer salt lick and just put it in water. And, So this is going to go in the oven until it's done. It's going to be no more than 10, 12 minutes. Cool. Pretty is that right? Hold this. Very nice.
I'll take it.
I'm going to start to plate.
I don't think it's gonna rain today.
What's the size? What's the size?
It's good, right?
What's the size? Mashed potato?
What's the size? This is it.
Oh.
So I hope you enjoyed that video, but let me tell you about what I thought of the food and the overall experience. You know I rate food on a scale of 1 to 5, so here it is. So we've only had 2 items that we ate. It was not a lot of food. With the demo and dine, it seems like there's not a lot of food. Unlike with the brunch, we had a great amount of food to eat. So we started out with the white anchovy bruschetta. If you heard a lot of crunching in the beginning of the video, that's the reason why. It was white anchovy bruschetta. Now, it would not be something I would usually get. If I saw anchovy bruschetta on the menu, I probably would say I pass. But I'm so glad I did not pass and I tried it. And so I think in these type of things that you go to, you just have to be open to be able to try different things. And so unless you're allergic to something, just try something different that you've never had before. And so this was delicious. It was salty. Obviously, the bread was crunchy. It wasn't too hard. It was just flavorful. I've never had bruschetta like this before. And so I have to give it a 4 out of 5. It was just uniquely different. And so I have to give it a 4 out of 5. I just like the flavors. Would I necessarily go for it again? You know, I tried it. I could say I tried it, but I don't know if I saw it in the menu, I'd say, yes, give me that. You know, it was just say like, you know, I've done it. I'll say I've done it, but it wouldn't be something necessarily I'd run to go get if I saw it on the menu. So that is my take on that. And so for the entree, I said there's only 2 items, was the bacon wrapped lamb chops. The bacon wrapped lamb chops is what he demonstrated for us, and he showed us how he cooked it. It was great, so delicious. I never had bacon lamb chops before, and so therefore I had to give it a 5 out of 5. It was just that delicious. I wish it came with a side, but they didn't have a side with it, so it was just the protein, but it was delicious. Now let me tell you about the experience. Please do not get nervous because you hear food and wine. You may be an individual that do not drink wine, and so therefore don't get nervous. They always have still water or sparkling water if you so desire. But I thought the overall experience was good. They put us on these long tables. We were able to speak with individuals. I came by myself, and so the energy in the room was just so great. The people around me, we were speaking, we were talking, we were enjoying the food. Rocco was just so funny. He would come around and he would take pictures with us, and he wanted questions. No question was annoying to him, or he wasn't aggravated by any question. And so I just loved the experience. And once again, it would be something that I would definitely go to if I'm in town, if I'm available. For the one that we'll have in 2024, I would love to go. And so therefore, it was just great to be able to be around them. And so you see these people all the time on the Food Network, and to see that they're so nice and touchable, and you know, it was just a different experience, and I would love to go, and I recommend that you go as well. And so would I go to this kind of experience again? I'm a foodie, so the fact that it was a little limited in food, I'm not sure if I would go to a demo and dine. I would probably, but you never know. If there's a chef I really want to try their food, even though the options are limited and the price is right, I definitely would go to the event. I definitely would. So, but I wouldn't just go just for any chef. It would have to be a chef that I would really love to taste their food. I live in New York, and so there are a lot of chefs that necessarily don't have a restaurant in New York. Maybe they're in California or somewhere else, and I've never had a chance then to taste their food. And so with those instances, yes, I would love to try their food and try it for yourself and see what you think. If you was at this event, let me know what you thought in the comments of the food, the experience, and just in general. Let me know what you think about the experience based upon what you saw in this video. So until next time, family, thank you for watching, and until next time, happy travels.